Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Good evening, all. So myself, I'm Vijay. I hold 17 plus years of experience, which includes nearly 8 plus years of experience in Python environment. So my experience includes design, development, and implementation of Django and Python-based applications. Well versed in implementing different Python libraries like NumPy, CP, Pandas, PyTables, Matplotlib, URLlib, right? So as part of today's demo, I'll be covering the following topics. So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible or not, right? Yes.
Yes, it's clear.
So just to go
Clear.
through. So I'll be covering the following topics. So if you've got general queries, I'll be giving time at the end of the session, right? So why Python? So Python is not a kind of technology which is very recently introduced. It was introduced in the
Yes, Vijay.
1989. It was introduced in the year 1989. It, like nearly 30 years ago, it was introduced. But why all of a sudden Python has got great boom? If you go back like 10 to 12 years, if you see, nobody knows that there was a programming language like Python, right? So why all of a sudden Python has got great boom? Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular, right? And who can learn Python? What are the prerequisites for learning Python? So Python is, there is no prerequisites for Python. Anybody can update with Python, right? The Python statements look like normal English statements. They're not as complex as other programmings, right? I'll just compare you with the coding wise by taking some tasks and implementing in multiple programming languages. You can just check how simple the Python statements look and how it was built. Python has taken some advantages from one programming, some other advantages from other programming. In this way, from multiple programming languages, it has taken the advantages and it was built, right? Python real-time applications. What kind of applications you can build today by using Python? Python mostly used for developing what kind of applications, and Python usage, which companies are using Python today, and Python comparison with other programming, coding wise, length wise, right? Complex device, you can check how simple this Python statements and reasons why Python is suddenly super popular, and the Python scope and job market. What is the current job market of Python, and what is the scope of Python in the current, in the coming years, right? This is what I'll be discussing in today's and tomorrow's session, right? About this Python. So I define Python in 5 lines. Python is a general purpose programming. It's a general purpose programming. General purpose programming in the sense, uh, before Python, we have got some programming languages. If you heard about these programming languages like Pascal, Fortran, COBOL, these programming languages for purpose based means they are used for a specific purpose, like Pascal and Fortran for complicated mathematical applications, and the other for scientific applications, right? And COBOL for business applications, means they are used for a particular purpose, purpose based languages. But a language which is suitable for developing any kind of application, such a language we call it as general purpose programming language. Python is such a kind of programming where we can develop any kind of applications like automation applications, web applications, gaming applications, embedded applications, desktop applications. In this way, wide varieties of applications we can develop today by using Python. It's a general purpose programming. Multi-programming features we see in Python. Multi-programming features means, for example, if you want to launch a new product in the market, right? To attract the customers. For example, if you want to launch a new mobile phone to attract the customers, right? What features you want to see? What all the features we see in different other everything, if we're embedding into a single piece, going to attract the customers, right? The same way, Python, in the same way, Python is a kind of programming where we see the features of different other programming languages within it, like procedural oriented, object oriented, scripting, and modular programming. I'll brief you about all this, and as part of the course, we'll be discussing all those in brief. And high level language. There are two types of languages. There are two types of languages: low level languages and high level languages. Low level languages, example like assembly level or machine level languages, right? These languages, they are not human understandable. They are not human understandable. And they are not portable. They are not portable. And machine dependent. They are machine dependent. Machine dependent. They cannot run on all the hardware and all the operating systems. Low level language, right? They are not human understandable. They are not portable, and they are machine dependent. They cannot run on all the hardware and all the operating systems. Right. And if we come to this high level language, right? Yes. High level language like that. Okay, high level language, right? Python comes as a high level language. It's a human understandable, right? It's is look like normal English statements. They are portable, machine independent, platform independent, I can say. Machine independent means it can run on any hardware and any operating system. Human understandable, supportable, and machine independent, can run on all the hardware and all the Python is a cross-platform language which can run on any platform like Linux, Windows, Mac OS. In Linux, no need of any separate installation. By default, Python comes as inbuilt along with Linux OS. Whatever Linux flavor we use, right? Red Hat Linux or CentOS or Ubuntu. By default, you see Python as an inbuilt, no need of any separate installation, right? Interpreted language. So I can say there are two types. Languages, if we can see, like we have got compilation languages and interpretation languages. Compilation and interpretation. Compilation, you have got some code. If you have got some lines of code, it executes the entire statements. Whether you got 20 statements or 30 statements, all the statements will be executed at once. And just displays the errors. If any errors, right? If any errors, it will displace it. But interpretation, line by line execution, which makes debugging easy, right? Line by line execution, we are going to see here, right? And user-friendly programming or programmer-friendly programming, which looks like normal English statements. Python statements look like normal English statements, right? They're not as complex as other programmings. Right. So now coming to this, right, is what programming features, how Python was built and how Python was derived means it has taken some features or advantages from one programming. It has taken the features or advantages from so from multiple programming languages, it has taken the features and advantages, right? That's why we call Python as a hybrid language. So Python has taken features from Python has what features like that? Procedural oriented programming feature. Procedural oriented programming features. Example like C language. Object oriented programming, right? Object oriented programming. Object oriented programming, like example like C++ and Java. Python has got the features of scripting features like shell script, Linux shell script. Yes, it has got the features of modular programming. Python has got the features of modular programming. Example like modular 3. Example like modular 3, right? Yes. As Python has got procedural oriented programming, object oriented programming, scripting, and modular programming like modular 3. Because of this multi-programming features, we call Python as a hybrid language. Just like C, we can develop applications like C++, like Java, like Modular 3, right? We can develop many different types of applications, because of which today like Python is widely used or mostly used to implement different domains of different high-end technologies like total data science implementation with Python, big data like Spark with Python, PySpark, and writing automation scripts in IoT, in AWS, DevOps, robotics, right? And web applications creations, right? Using Python. So widely used today. So because of which we call it as a hybrid language. And if you talk about this programming language like Java, the two major programming languages, Python and Java, right? For developing enterprise applications. So Java is restricted. Java programmers or developers are strictly restricted to use only object-oriented programming features. But Python, with object-oriented, without object-oriented, with procedural-oriented, with modular programming, right? We can develop many varieties of applications, right? There is no restriction that we need to use only. But in Java, without object-oriented programming, there is no Java programmer application, right? If you talk like, speak frankly about these programming languages which are used in the industry currently, right? Java, if you go back in the 2010, the usage of Java, right? Mostly used in the industry with 43% usage. But in 2010, if you see Python, most of them are not aware that there was a programming language like Python. Only 3% used, but 2020, right? You can see that usage of Java and Python after 10 years, right? The usage of Java has a little bit decreased to 19%. Python has increased to 31%. I'll just show you in the Google, right? I'll open Google and show you some graphs within the Google itself, which is the #1 ranked programming language, most popular coding language, right? Currently, 31%, right? So year by year, the usage of Python is increasing a lot, right? And we are writing many automation scripts, right? Using Python in IoT, robotics, in DevOps environment, right? And modular programming, because of this modular programming, right? Python has got great boom. 89,300 inbuilt modules Python is providing for different domains, right? Whatever domain you are from, Python is providing a, whether you're from networking or testing or databases or data science, right? Python has got a module. So if I talk about these modules, right? So Python is providing separate modules for data science. For really, we have got nearly 10, like 10 to 15 modules Python is providing for this data science environment, right? Like NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, CP, Scikit-learn, TensorFlow, right? Separate modules Python is providing for this. And even if we go for big data, right? Big data environment, Python has got separate modules for this big data environment. Apart from this, for testing, for test cases, right? testing or test cases, or even for networking applications, network programming, not only is module separate frameworks itself, Python is providing for this networking background, right? Networking application. Yes. And for operating system kinds of activities, for the name of the module itself is OS module, right? It's for that. Networking and OS, the name of the module itself is OS. Yes. See, the syllabus is too vast, right? We'll be discussing or I'll show you what is that we'll be going to discuss. Yes. OS module. And for every database, right, Python is providing a module using which Python can easily connect with the databases, right? For Oracle, Python has got CX underscore Oracle module using which it can connect with that, like CX underscore Oracle. This is the Python module to connect with a database, Oracle database, right? And for MySQL, we have got PyMySQL, Python is providing our MySQL.connector module, right? Yes. Separate modules Python is providing, right? PyMySQL for this, and for SQL Server, right? SQL Server, PyODBC is the module for it. And for any kind of files, Excel files, PDF files, JSON files, CSV files, any kind of file formats, right? Python is providing a module, Python providing separate modules. Just by writing Python statements, I want to create an Excel workbook, Excel workbook, right? If you just execute the code, go and check at whatever location you have provided, with whatever name you have specified, with that name, a Excel file, Excel workbook will be created. And after creating it, if I want to add some sheets, sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, multiple sheets within that, I can add multiple sheets into that just by writing Python code. Even by writing Python code, I can generate a PDF file. I can write data into it. I can read data from it, JSON files, CSV files, reading, writing, like functionalities are available. And even for mathematical kinds of operation, math module, and for statistics, right? For all this, we have got separate modules. No need to write huge codings. Already we have got inbuilt functionalities. For example, if I take the example of math module, right? Yes. For example, I'll just open this example of a math module. No need to write codes, right? For example, import math, I will say. Import math, all the mathematical related operations, I can use it into my program code. Within this math, I got a function called sqrt. Within the math module, I got a functionality called square root of 16. If I give, directly it gives the result. That's it. So math is a module. In the same way, we have got many functions. Not only this, many functions are available within the math module. The same way, for any module, we have got many built-in functions. Using that, we can perform those operations. We don't need to write huge codings. And even for generating different types of graphs, normal graphs, bar graphs, histograms, scatter plots, stack plots. Generating graphs in Python is too simple. The tomorrow session, I'll just show you some examples, right? How the Python coding looks. Some examples related to graphs. Okay. Okay. So in this way, we have got many modules, not only for computer applications, for electronics, for civil, even for CAD environment, for embedded systems, we've got many modules Python is providing, right? And today, before you update with any technology, right, you need to know what kind of applications we are developing today by using Python. Python mostly used for developing What kind of applications? Python real-time applications, right? Today, Python mostly is used in creation of web applications. A lot of web applications are getting developed today by using Python. Yes. So by using framework like Django framework, right? Using framework like Django, right? So you may ask, we from last 20, 25 years, right? Java, .NET, all these are mostly used in developing web applications. Why again Python? Means Python has got framework like Django, Flask, Pyramid, Bottle, TurboGate. Among all this, Django, right? Django framework is the most important framework. Means it at a rapid speed you can develop a web application with very less code, right? It has got its own database also, inbuilt database available like SQLite 3 is the database, right? Yes. And apart from that, today, like Python mostly used in creation of automation applications. Lot of automation applications are getting developed today using technologies like data science, using technologies like data science, using technologies like IoT, using technologies like DevOps, right? So like if we talk about this IoT, so Internet of Things, it is a physical network or device embedded with software, sensors, electronics used for collecting data, exchanging data, and controlling the things from the place where you are, right? So from the place where you are, in the coming days, you are going to see the applications. From the place where you are just going to control the home network or office network. Yes. So here in this IoT, right? Electronic devices connecting and communicating with each other, right? 90% of the coding in Python. And apart from this, in data science, right? Data science. Everything deals with the data there, right? Data has got experience. Data has got future reference. Using data or data science, we provide data analysis, data predictions, data classifications, data clustering, data recommendations. Right? It's a blend of techniques. Right? Data science is a blend of techniques. The main technique what we see within this data science, like machine learning, right? Machine learning, right? Within this machine learning, we have got many techniques or algorithms available, right? Like regression, classifications, clusterings, recommendations, pattern matching. So to code this, we require a language. To implement or to code this, we require a language. So Python is the mostly chosen or mostly used programming for this data science environment. Okay. And coming to this DevOps, right? In Python is one of the best scripting language with vast varieties of libraries. Okay, fine. Apart from this, today, like even Python mostly used in this big data environment, right? In big data environment. Today, like huge data is getting generated, right? Like if you talk about the applications like Facebook, what is the data generated by it, right? Within a minute or an hour or day, entire day, right? Huge data, not in KBs or MBs or GBs, petabytes of data, right? So for this big data, like for Facebook or to handle this data of Twitter data or Google queries or e-commerce like Flipkart or Amazon transactions or bank transactions or telecom transactions or everyone you are uploading the videos in the YouTube, right? Huge data is required everywhere, right? So for that, we have got some big data tools like Hadoop and Spark, especially Spark, right? Spark implementation goes with Python, right? Spark with Python, we say like PySpark. And apart from this, I list out various other applications where Python is mostly preferred, like graphical user interface or animation applications. We have got like PyQt, intermodule Python is providing, and scientific applications. Scientific applications, right? As for numerical analysis. For scientific applications, we have got a module called CP, right? Scientific Python. And for this numerical analysis, right? For numerical analysis, right? We have got a module called NumPy. NumPy, right? Numerical Python. Apart from this, Python is mostly used for game development. Lot of games are getting developed using Python, right? There are some games like Team Play or C Play. Single user, multi-user games can be developed using Python. Yes. Especially for developing games in Python, right? It is providing a framework like Pygame. Pygame is a framework of Python for developing games. Not only that, we have got another framework like PyCora, and PySci is some 3D rendering, right? For 3D games, we got like PySoy, right? Apart from this, Python is used for scheduling tasks. We have got Airflow for it, Python provide. Apart from this, right, for testing or for test cases. Yes. And for software development, And Python is one of the best scripting language, right? And business applications. So Python is one of the best choice for developing e-commerce sites, right? For e-commerce sites. Okay. Apart from this, one of the hottest application of Python, like database applications, like without database, there is no web application, right? So for database applications, Python connect with any database, right? And apart from this, Python is used for network applications, right? Especially for this, we have got a separate framework like Twisted Python. Apart from this, Python mostly used for web scraping data from different websites, that is extracting data from different sites. Apart from this, Python is mostly used for audio and video applications, It is used for audio and video applications, right? Apart from this, like some of the audio and video applications like Team Player, C Player, some examples of it. And it's also used for embedded applications. One of the famous embedded applications which uses Python scripting, right? A Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi is one of the best embedded application which uses Python script, right? Apart from this, Python can be used for computer vision, like color detection, orbit detections, face detections, right? For this. And apart from this, Python can also be used for CAD or 3D CAD applications, that computer aided designing. And apart from this, like for data analysis and for robotics. And for desktop applications, single user applications, console applications, right? We use this. So these are the various applications where Python is mostly preferred, like mostly in web applications, automation applications, in big data environment, in gaming, right? Yes. And who are using Python today? Just I'll take 5-10 minutes more before I go with what is the course content. I'll be discussing the other things, right? Who are using Python today? Topmost applications built using Python. Topmost applications built using Python, right? So some of those applications built using Python, right? Google using Python for its web search systems. Yahoo also, right? Yahoo also using Python for its, and also like YouTube using Python for its video sharing service. Right. Uber pricing algorithm implemented using Python. Instagram is built using Python. The prime reason for right there, Instagram to choose for Python, it's Python hybrid features. Even today, I say like NASA using Python for its research and development activities, which uses Python accordingly, right? Apart from this, there are some applications like Quora, which already got developed using Python. Quora, Reddit. Spotify, and the one of the how what is that OTT platform? One of the topmost OTT platform like Netflix using Python for its security automation for subscription related things, right? And apart from this, Python like MMOG, massively multiplayer online games, Maya, a powerful 3D animation, which uses Python script. BitTorrent using Python for its file sharing service. Yes. And for companies like, for example, for hardware testing, right? Companies like IBM, Seagate, Qualcomm, all this they use Python for hardware testing purpose, right? So these are some of those applications which are built using Python. And reasons which makes Python super popular. Just I'll take 5 more minutes before I goes to go with the trend. Yeah, curriculum. Just I'll show you the curriculum 5 minutes. Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular, right? First one, very less coding we see in Python. So most of the programmers and developers are attracted towards Python. And they are migrating towards Python because of its very less code. And also secondly, like simple syntaxes. Simple syntaxes given by Python, where it looks like normal English statements and multi-programming features. Multi-programming or hybrid features we see, right? Apart from this, main one important feature, right? Interactive mode, interactive mode given, right? Like we can easily interact with Python statement by statement for every statement, right? So interactive mode given by Python, for every statement, it gives a response. For example, if I go to this command prompt, if I go to this in the search, if I type CMD, or go into the command prompt, right? Okay, just to type Python, if you're it's already installed, 3.11.3 version. This three arrow symbol, you can type any valid statements and interact with it. It gives statement, it gives response for every step. 45 into 36 is 7. X is 10, Y is 5. What is X? What is Y? What is X plus Y? X minus Y, X into Y, X by Y, right? Yes. Any valid statements you can type, right? It gives the output. And for example, x equal to x into 2, 10 into 2, 20. X power symbol in Python, x to the power of 2, 10 square. Next, like x equal to HELLO, x into 3, 3 times. X equal to hello. Next line, x into 3 means 3 times. X into 5 means 5 times. Right. In this way, any valid statements you can type and you can interact with it statement by statement. Wait. Come out of this interactive mode along with the wide varieties of applications. Just now I discussed about one by one applications. Wide varieties of applications, right? Just now I discussed various types of applications. And many built-in modules, 89,300 inbuilt modules, right? 89,300 inbuilt modules Python provides for different domains, right? Yes. Yes. So these are the reasons which makes Python super popular. Now I'll open Google and show you, right? The #1 ranked programming language. What is the scope of Python? Job openings for Python. Right. I'll just open Google, right? Yes, popular coding language, if I say. Popular coding language from the last 2-3 years, right? Yes, popular coding language. Rust, Python, and TypeScript is top list for the most loved languages, right? So if we can see this, more results for this. Python stands first, right? Yes. And next comes Java and other. See this ranking, see this top 10 programming languages. Top 10 programming, Python comes first, JavaScript, next comes Java, right? See anything, right? You can see the top most popular programming used by top 25 unicorns. Okay. Python remains the most popular programming. Python, next comes Java, JavaScript, right? See the ranking wise, Python stands #1 ranked programming. Right. Next comes Java, C, C++, JavaScript. See, ranking by average salary, Python stands first. Ranking by job openings, right? Python stands first, along with SQL, right? If you see this graph, right? The usage of Python in the industry, right? 31% used by Python, 19% by using Java. Java 19%, Python 31, C++, C++, right? Yes. So, okay, as part of this course content, right, starting from this, so as part of this course, right? Yes. Python core programming, Python advanced, application oriented modules. So Python core or Python advanced, within that only I'll cover all this application. Apart, okay. Plus people who go for full stack, right? Not only like Python for advanced, if those who wants to get updated with full stack. So web technologies will be discussed in brief. Web development, like HTML will be discussed. CSS cascading style sheets, inbuilt styles like Bootstrap, and JavaScript is going to be covered, right? It's JavaScript. And apart from this, next one more, the Django framework, right? With nearly 15 to 20 applications creations. And one project. And apart from this, we'll be discussing about models required for data science like NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, right? Will be discussed. See this course, observe this course content from the basic to advanced level, starting with Python basics, why Python, history, applications, features, advantages, versions, flavors, Python operations, right? Python editors IDs, Python data types, Python constants, right? Type conversions, comments, escape sequences, strings, operators in Python, arithmetic comparison, logical assignment, right? Bitwise operators, membership operators. So Python IDs, different types of IDs we use in real time, like Anaconda distributions, Jupyter, Spider, Eclipse, NetBeans, right? Flow control statements, looping statements, strings in Python, collections in Python, right? Collection data types like Python list operations, list indexing, list slicing, list functions, list methods, list addresses, right? Similarly for tuple operations, sets, dictionaries, functions in Python, different categories, lambda functions, reduce function, map functions, models in Python, the importance of models, how to import, different ways of importing, renaming, reloading, right? Yes. Package in Python, errors and exceptions, right? File handling. Okay, errors and exceptions, file handling, object-oriented programming concepts in brief, right? Object-oriented. So, okay, here object-oriented programming, right? Right, observe this. Class, object, inheritance, polymorphism, like constructors, destructors, garbage collectors, right? Regular expressions in Python. How to extract required data from the given data. So I'll be discussing some models related to different domains, right? Like some related to regular expression, some related to database. I'll show you the installation of one database, working with database operations, installations, working cursor objects, and transaction management, and some models related to date and time. See, some models related to date and time, some models related to database, some related to regular expressions, some related to graphics, some related to testing, some related to data science, some related to big data. All this I'll be discussing, right? Python date and time, operating system model, OS model, advanced concepts like iterator, generator, closers, and decorators, working with CSV, XML, JSON files, GUI programming, working with all these labels, Excel workbook creations, right? Writing Python code, data analytics, NumPy, Matplotlib, Pandas model will be discussed. Reduction to data science, Python Pandas, Python NumPy, Python Matplotlib, right? Yes. Pandas model, NumPy model, and Matplotlib model, right? Along with these people who go for full stack, the Django framework, its introduction, web frameworks, the Django installation, right? Templates, admin models, right? And UI technologies also, that is web development, right? Like HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, right? Everything will be discussed, right? Yes, this is what the course content. And if coming back to this, right? Yes. And only for Python 4 in advance, it's nearly I'll be spending 75 hours, right? Nearly 75 hours only for Python 4 in advanced. What all the course I discussed, everything I'll be discussing, right? So the fee structure only for Python 4 in advance is just 5K, 5,000. And for all this remaining web development, the Django framework and project, right? Yes. So actually like entire full stack, if you want to take, the fee structure is like 12K it is. If you take both in a single shot, right, it's 10K. So here total entire full stack, and also like the Django framework with the APIs, right? Total like for only this web development in the Django, it is 7,000, 7 plus 5, 12. But if you take the total full stack, it is for just 10K. So this is what the course. Pratik, right? So there's nothing theoretical. There is nothing theoretical, right? Everything will be practical oriented. I'll be just typing the code, right? What all the things like bringing some pre-written code and explaining, it won't happen. So everything I'll be statement by statement. As it's a demo session, I was speaking most of the time. But in normal regular sessions, for every statement I type, you will be giving the response, right? What will be the through can unmute yourself and give the response, or through chat panel you'll be giving responses. But it's like interactive live sessions where you will be interacting with me, right?
Hello,
Yes.
sir. In Python Advanced, we can cover the NumPy and Pandas.
Yes. That is self I'm covering, right? Check this.
In Python Advanced.
In Python Advanced only, I'll be discussing those all these 30 topics: Python operation, operator IDs, looping, strings, lists, collections, sets, dictionaries, functions, modules, packages, errors, file handling, object-oriented programming, regular expressions, database connectivity, date time, OOS module, advanced modules, graphic module, Excel module, data analytics, connection to data science, Pandas module. Observe here, Pandas
Yes.
model in brief, NumPy model in brief, Matplotlib model in brief. All these 30 things, right? In brief.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
What is the class timing?
So 1 second. Yes, I want to make it clear, right, about the class timing. So yes. So as per the request made by the students, right? So for the see this class timing of this for the 10 days, it goes at 10 p.m. 10 p.m. right? But after this 10 days or like 2 weeks, right? The session timings, right? 9 p.m. The timings of this batch will be at 9 p.m. right? 9 p.m. to 10, 9 to 10. Now for 10 days, it goes at 10 p.m. right? Now currently it goes 10 o'clock, 10 to 11 for the next 10 days or 2 weeks, but later it will be at 9 p.m. Before you go for the payment, just check this timings of this batch. It will be at 9 to 10. 9 p.m. IST timing, 9 p.m. IST timing, right? Yes. And every session is a video recorded. So you'll be getting the recorded video of the session, right? Even if you miss the session because of your job timings or because of your health issues, if you're unable to attend the sessions, you will be getting the recorded copy of it daily basis. Daily wise you'll be getting. And soft copy of these notes, topic wise, and assignments and tasks. Getting the output is not the criteria here. You need to build your own code, right? So the total full stack will be for 125 hours, right? Only 75 hours Python will be there, and nearly like 50 hours will be spending on this web development. Totally 125 hours, but only for Python it's 75 hours, 2 hours duration. So it's 2 months duration. For this Python Core and Advanced, 2 months it will be the duration, 2 to 2.5 months it will take, and the total duration of this is 4 months. 4 months, right? Yes. And only for Python Core Advanced, 75 hours, 2 months to 2.5 months it takes.
I have one query.
Yes.
So suppose I am interested for joining full stack, but due to time constraint, I wanted to start with Python core and Python advanced, and later on in future,
Yes, yes.
might be when the time permit, I can try.
Once you got enrolled, right, full stack, you can attend any of my batch.
And what would be the validity of that
Yes,
lifetime
yes,
period?
1 second. So once you attend my course, once you get enrolled, because of some shift change, right? And next your shift might be changing in your job. So you can attend my morning batch in such case. If any of my morning batches, if you want, you can attend because of your job timings got changed or because of some other things, right? So you can attend. Even if you want people who doesn't want, means if you want 4 months, we cannot spare for this. Within 2 months, I want to go with all this, means once Python course started, after 10 days of this Python course starting, you can go with this parallelly with this web development and Django framework, right? Parallelly. Weekend batches are there, many weekend batches will be there. In the weekend batch, you can go with this. Means 2 hours on Saturday, 2 hours on Sunday, you will be having, right? For web development and Django. Who wants to go parallelly, you can go on the weekend batches. And once you are enrolled, right, you can attend any of my Django batch.
That is all going to be on online, right?
Yeah, everything is an online mode. This is an online mode. No, it's not
Okay.
an online. So the session will be daily 1 hour, right? Shubham Pandey, daily session will be 1 hour, right? 1 hour session. After, okay, yes, Praveen, right? Yes, from DURGASOFT, you'll be getting a certificate, right? Course completion certificate, yes.
And sir, regarding this recording, like it's a validity around
Yeah,
1 year,
validity will be up to 6 months.
6 months.
6 months.
And second thing, like if we have any query, then how we'll reach out in our live classes or
yes.
maybe any
So
mails?
these are live classes, right? If you got any sessions, right? Any queries, if you got for the current topic session, whatever you are discussing, then and there you can ask, unmute yourself and you can ask the queries then and there. But anything related to the previous topic, other thing at the end of the session, right? You
Yeah.
can, yes, after the end of the session, you can ask the
Okay.
queries.
Yeah, thank you so
And
much.
apart from that, a WhatsApp group will be created, right? For the
Yeah.
technical discussion. If you got any error, you can take the snap of it and you can post in that WhatsApp. Anybody can answer it, right? And I will be answering it. No need to wait after the next session, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Vinith, right? Overall fees for this, actually it is 12,000, but it's only for 10K now. So the overall total full stack, it is 10K. Only for Python, it is 5, and total full stack, which includes all, it's 10K, right? So offer batch.
One question. So what is the prerequisite of these courses?
So there is 1 second. There is no prerequisites for this. Anybody can update, can learn with this one. So what are the
So-
things, even SQL I'm going to cover in this? What is the requirement of this SQL that I'll be covering in this?
So I have two kids. One is in 10th grade, one is 7th grade. They have basic knowledge in programming. And they did some uh, by themselves learn the programming. So will it suitable for them?
So Python, yes. Today I said, right, Python is a kind of programming. So which directly or indirectly, any software employee, you will be touching with Python, right? Either in data science, in big data, even in administrative activities, right? Writing scripts, like Python scripts, right? So Python is mostly used in the current industry, right? In different environments. So, and only thing is you'll be getting great command, right? After it's not like a 45 hours course, just like we are spending nearly 75 to 80 hours on Python, right? With many, nearly like 300 plus code examples will be covering in this, right? With many working and like these are interactive sessions, live sessions. Then and there you can ask your queries and you can ask as many examples you'll be working. I'll be providing many assignments, tasks, working examples. Apart from that, many assignment tasks where you will build your own code, right? So that to get your, you will be boosted with the confidence. And for people who go for Django web applications creation stack, full stack, nearly 15 to 20 applications I'll make you build, right? Step by step, line by line. You'll be doing along with me parallelly, right? So for Python, Django, UI, MySQL, everything is 10K. Yes, come. Total for this Python core, advanced web development, Django, everything, right? The fee structure is 10,000. Yes.
Sir, is there any support provided by you for interview?
Yeah, interview based, I'll be providing some interview questions and as the questions, everything I'll be discussing as part of the topics. Topic wise only, I'll be just covering those things. And at the last also, I'll be providing interview questions of this Python. And especially either, and people who go for full stack, right, a typical 3+ years, 4+ years person, how much experience he has got, that much of experience I'm going to provide you. And people, some people from zero programming and non-programming, right? People from non-programming or zero programming. For those people, especially attend tomorrow session, right? Everyone attend the tomorrow session, same time, using the same link. We see more on this. We see more on this, right? Tomorrow, just I'll be showing you some examples, codings, without any knowledge of Python, whether you'll be able to understand the codings of Python or not. So multiple examples I'll be providing, right? Comparison with other programmings, more discussion in the tomorrow session. We'll be continuing from here. It's not like replication or duplication of what we discussed today. So tomorrow we'll be continuing more examples, more coding wise I'll show you, right? Yes, and people who go for certification program like Microsoft certification, other things, right? What is the syllabus for this? You'll be tested with the core concepts and how your performance is measured. Everything I'll be taking some sessions on it. Yes. There's no any doubts. And yes, some people will be asking, right, domain specific modules, but many people from different backgrounds will be operating with Python. People from data science, people from big data, people from networking, people from testing, people from databases, and different categories of people. But only thing is, I'll just show you how to work with the modules, how to explore, how to get the help, how to get the syntaxes, how to get one by one function, and how to use it, how to work with it, how to explore a module, and how to create our own modules. Everything I'll be showing you. With that, you can just use that and explore the domain specific models by yourself, right? So as I said, I'll be discussing some models, many models I'm discussing, right? Some data science related, some graphics related, some OS related, some date and time related, some regular expressions related, some database related, right? Yes.
Sir, is there any placement support provided by you?
Yes. See, okay, 1 second. So with this, whatever we are discussing, right, and with this we are going in deep in brief, right? So with working with many assignments, tasks, and what all the thing we are seeing as part of this course, right? Regular sessions, many working examples. Once you do all these things, you will get great confidence, and you can check with attending 1 or 2 interviews, right? Definitely you can get through that because get through the interviews, right? Yes. So yes, you are just calculating the hours, right? Yes, com, SC com, right? Yes. So I'll be taking some sessions on Saturdays for full stack, right? For developing applications, right? We'll be having some sessions on Saturdays also. This daily from Monday to Friday only. These sessions will go from Monday to Friday. But once we start with the okay. So we want some extra sessions on Saturday. Means not now, after we complete like Python 4 in advanced concepts when we discuss more examples, we want some time. I'll pre-intimate if everyone fine with the timings on Saturdays. I'll be discussing like, can we do using company laptop like any software? Yes, yes. Installation of Python hardly takes 2 minutes, right? 2 to 5 minutes to install Python. It's not a big thing. I'll show you, right, how to install, and I'll show you how to work on different IDEs in real time. We use IDEs like PyCharm, Spider, Jupyter, Eclipse, right? All this I'll be showing you how to download step by step. And whenever we install anything, I'll be asking you to do along with me parallelly. If you are facing any problem in the installation, right? Just you'll be sharing the screen. I'll be checking with the errors, right? Database installation, I'll be showing you. IDEs installation, I'll be showing you. Framework like the Django installation, I'll be showing you. Yes, recordings, right? For 6 months, it will be for this for your batch, right? Starting from the day 1 onwards. For 6 months, it will be thereafter. If you want to extend again, you need to talk with the front office to extend, right? By talking to them with the financial discussions. So as of now, whatever you are paying, right? It will be like 6 months from the day 1 onwards, right? It will be for 6 months. Right. Yes,
Hello, sir.
yes.
So whatever installations you said now, so that we can do on company laptop or we need personal, like on company's laptop, is it possible?
Yes, possible, right?
Okay, thank you.
Fine. Yes. Is there any one-to-one mentorship during the course after completion of the course? How long the recordings will be active? Right? So yes. So these are interactive live sessions. So today, as it's a demo session, right? I was speaking most of the time, but in regular sessions, I kept you in unmuted. Totally, you will be kept in unmuted status only. Anytime during the sessions, right? You can unmute yourself and you can ask the queries. If even if you are unable to ask, you can type your queries in the chat panel. I'll be responding right for it. As I said, there will be a WhatsApp group for any technical discussions, right? Yes. So if I'm done with your queries, if there are no other queries, still if you've got queries, you can ask me in the tomorrow session. So I'll be signing off for today. Meet you tomorrow, same time at 10 p.m. using the same link to see more on this, right? Yes. Thank you all for your time. Thank you. Meet you
Hello,
tomorrow.
sir.
Yes.
After 10 days, you mentioned that once the class will be moved to 1 hour before.
9 p.m. it will be, yes.
Yeah, normally, is it possible to you keep that class at 10 p.m. only?
Yeah, no, no. Actually, there are many. So 9 p.m. is that because 10 to 11, right? It's too late, right? So, but anyhow, 10 to 11 will be started for 2 weeks, but later it will go at 9 p.m. That's what I'm saying before you do with the payment, right? So it's clearly it is said by the DURGASOFT team. Right. The DURGASOFT online team said clearly that for 2 weeks it goes at 10 p.m., but later it will be at 9 p.m. before and the first day itself it is intimating, right? It's not like after the payment saying that that will be shifted to 9 p.m. So it is well intimated in advance before you do the payment. For 10 days to 2 weeks, it will be at 10 p.m. Later it will be at 9 p.m. So yes, but okay, you can attend this, but later if there is separate 10 p.m. batch, there is separate 10 p.m. batch, you can attend it, right? Yes.
Okay. And how can you access these recording sessions?
So once you got enrolled, right?
Yeah.
To your Google Drive, a link, you'll be getting a link, right? To that link every day one video will be added.
Okay.
Everyone will be getting a link to Google Drive link, right? So in that link daily, every day, one new video will be added, a session video, right? You go through it, check it. It's only viewable, it's not downloadable, right? Yes. Fine.
Okay.
and see that you'll be getting to your whatever mail ID you are using to join the meeting, so that it will be forwarded, right? Fine.
Oh.
Fine. Yes. So I said, right, Shubham Pandey, it's like 75 hours.
Okay.
75 hours, right? And we're measuring with hours, 75 hours, 75 to 80 hours it takes. For total
Okay.
1 hours. Okay, sign out. I'm just signing off for now. Meet you tomorrow at 10 p.m. Right? Yes. Thank you for your time. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.